Most of us think of burnout as an adult problem: long work hours, endless responsibilities, too much pressure. But kids can burn out too, and it often looks very different from what we expect. A child who once loved school suddenly drags their feet every morning. A teen who was always energetic now wants to stay in bed all weekend. These aren't just phases of laziness or bad moods. They could be real signs of exhaustion that go deeper than a rough day. Burnout is more than being tired. For kids, it happens when stress piles up faster than they can recover. School demands, homework, sports, extracurriculars, social pressure, even family expectations, all of these add weight. When there's no space to rest, kids hit a wall. Their bodies and minds start sending signals that they need a break. But those signals often get mistaken for attitude problems or lack of motivation. One of the first signs parents may notice is a loss of interest. If your child suddenly loses enthusiasm for activities they once loved, soccer, art, reading, even playing with friends, that's a red flag. Kids don't usually drop their favorite things overnight without a reason. Burnout can steal their joy by draining their energy. Another major sign is constant fatigue. It's normal for kids to get tired after a busy day, but if your child seems exhausted all the time, struggles to get out of bed, or constantly asks for just 5 more minutes in the morning, it could be more than tiredness. Their body is telling them it needs recovery time. Burnout doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it shows up as frustration, snapping at siblings, or crying more easily than usual. When stress builds up, kids have less patience and smaller reserves to manage emotions. But it can swing the other way too. Some children don't explode, they go quiet. A child who is normally chatty and engaged might suddenly seem flat, withdrawn, or checked out. Instead of tantrums, you get one-word answers, long silences, or a blank expression. It's not that they don't care, it's often their system's way of shutting down under too much pressure. In these moments, the best thing isn't to push them to talk, but to give gentle openings. Sitting nearby, sharing a little about your own day, or inviting them into a calm activity like drawing or walking can slowly bring them back to connection without overwhelming them. Over time, be small. Low-pressure moments reassure your child that you're present and safe to turn to when they're ready. You may also notice a drop in school performance. A child who normally keeps up with schoolwork might suddenly start forgetting assignments, getting lower grades, or avoiding homework altogether. This doesn't always mean they don't care. It could mean their brain is simply overloaded and struggling to focus. On top of that, many kids express stress physically. Stomach aches, headaches, and muscle tension can all be signs of burnout. If you notice these complaints happening frequently, especially on school days, it may be your child's way of expressing what they can't quite put into words. So how do you know if this is burnout and not just normal ups and downs? Look for patterns, persistence, and impact. Patterns mean the same behaviors show up across settings, at home, at school, and with friends. Persistence means the changes last more than 2 weeks, not just a bad day or two. And impact means these changes interfere with your child's daily life. Maybe they stop enjoying activities they once loved, or their grades suddenly slip. One sign on its own may not tell the full story, but when you see these 3 together, it's time to pay closer attention. Children don't have the same coping strategies adults do. They can't decide to quit a stressful job or take a vacation. Their schedules are often packed with school and activities they didn't even choose. Add social pressure, perfectionism, or expectations from teachers and parents, and the load can feel overwhelming. Even well-meaning encouragement, like "just keep pushing," can sometimes backfire, making them feel they're not allowed to slow down. When burnout in kids is ignored, it rarely just goes away on its own. Instead, it can deepen. Children who don't get relief from stress may start to feel hopeless or disconnected, believing no one understands how tired they are. School performance can keep sliding, which then hurts confidence and motivation. Friendships may suffer as kids withdraw or become more irritable, leaving them feeling isolated. In some cases, prolonged burnout can even open the door to anxiety or depression later on. Think of it like a warning light in a car. If you keep driving without stopping to check it, the damage builds up. The good news is that catching burnout early makes recovery faster and easier. The first step parents can take is to validate, not dismiss. If your child says they're tired or doesn't want to go to practice, listen before assuming they're being lazy. Saying something like, "I hear you, you sound really worn out," helps them feel understood instead of judged. Another powerful step is to build in rest. Downtime is not wasted time. Unstructured play, quiet time, or simply doing nothing can be incredibly restorative. Kids need these breaks as much as they need school or sports. It also helps to check the schedule. Sometimes the solution is as simple as trimming activities. If every afternoon and weekend is filled, kids never get the chance to recharge. One less activity might make room for better sleep, healthier meals, and more balance. Parents can also model healthy habits. Kids watch how adults manage stress. If you never take breaks, they'll assume they shouldn't either. Showing them that rest and self-care are normal helps build resilience. And if burnout is severe or not improving, seeking extra support from a counselor, pediatrician, or school staff can help both you and your child find ways to restore balance. Burnout in kids is real, but it doesn't mean your child is broken. It's their body and mind saying, "I need to slow down," and that's something we can help with. By noticing the signs early, adjusting schedules, and creating space for rest, we give our kids the tools to recover and thrive. So if you've seen your child's spark fading, don't brush it off as laziness or attitude. Pay attention. Listen closely. A little support and balance now can make all the difference in their resilience later. If this video helped you, leave a comment below. Have you noticed signs of burnout in your child? What strategies have worked in your family? Your insight might help another parent who's going through the same thing. And don't forget to subscribe for more evidence-based guidance on raising resilient kids.